Welcome to episode 292 of the Current Gen podcast. My name is Tim. I'm here with Kyle and Dan. Guys, we're all wearing the same clothes as last week. What's going on? Why did
I just really like
why are we
Sleep
doing?
Token.
Okay.
I just really like that's my problem.
That's fair.
And
That's
I mean,
totally fair.
I'm a chocobo, so that's just
You are. That's true.
That's
That
just
is
how
the
that
point.
works. Yeah.
Well, guys, Ghost of Yotei is out, and we're all playing it, and we have a
Yeah,
lot of thoughts about it,
Right.
but we're just not going to share them until next week.
I
We're just gonna hold off.
played it. There are samurai in it. It's Japanese. I can go on and on, but I won't. So
Yeah. There's Yotei, and there's ghosts that are there.
that's right. The Yotei 6.
and-
I know that's a thing.
Mm-hmm. That's a thing.
There's
See, I
horse
love all the
and a
things that
wolf.
you guys are saying. Those
Yeah.
are all the
Yeah.
positives, but I hate the game because you play as a woman, so it's awful.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
toxic.
Classic
Well,
Dan.
Stay tuned
Classic
for next
Dan.
week for Dan to carry the torch on that alone.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm doubling down.
Yeah, can't wait to play the game. Obviously, if you haven't figured it out, we are recording this before Ghost of Yotei comes out, and we're not like many of the outlets out there that, of course, get early review codes. That's not something that we ever get or ask for even or whatever. So, so we're just gonna wait like everybody else to play it. And so, by the time you're listening to this, we almost certainly are playing it, and you'll hear our thoughts about it in the next episode. I can't wait to talk about it. I can't wait to play it. But for right now, there's other stuff that we are playing. And last week we didn't get a chance to touch on this. So this week, I want to hear about games you're playing, movies or TV shows that you're watching that you want to give a shout out to that we didn't get a chance to do last week. So I think I went first last time, at least in my mind. I feel like I did. So Dan, why don't you start us off first this time? What are some games that you are currently playing or TV shows or movies that you've been watching?
So I was playing more Hell Is Us, of course, because that's what I'm mainly focusing on right now. Aside from Story of Seasons with the wife, which still just delightful, just
What
an
a
absolute
great
delight
palate
to play.
cleanser for Hell Is Us, I imagine.
Yeah, it's
too.
just- Yeah, it's quite
That's a
the
good
back and
duo.
forth there.
That's a good
Yeah.
duo of games to
Yeah.
play together.
And last night I was like, you know what, kind of in the mood to watch a movie, and I recently bought, because I hadn't seen it in quite a while, Bad Boys 2. So I popped that in,
love that movie.
and I was like, oh damn, this is a 2.5 hour movie. I did not remember this being this long. So
I don't either. Holy crap. 2.5
Yeah.
hours? Wow.
2.5. So I've only watched half of it. I'll mention my more concrete, I don't know, impressions. Like, I mean, I've seen the movie. It's just been years, so, but yeah, it's just like that, it just is a vibe of its time, and it's just fun.
It is.
And the dialogue is just silly, and it's very violent, but also silly. So it's just kind of like a fun back and forth there. But yeah,
I make
that's
fun
a
of
fun
Michael
movie,
Bay
so.
a lot, but I really like that movie. I think
Yeah.
those are Brockheimer flicks, aren't they? Or are they both? Might be Michael Bay, Brockheimer. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. But
I know,
they're
I
very
know Michael
loud.
Bay definitely, but yeah.
They're
Yeah.
really loud, dumb movies that I
Yeah.
particularly like. Especially the first.
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
I like
Sometimes you
quite a
just want to watch something dumb and loud, Sometimes that's
bit.
just what you want to do.
It's my Fast and the Furious. It's my Fast and the Furious.
There you go. I'd much rather watch this than Fast and the Furious, I'll be honest.
Same. Yeah.
But family.
But yeah, so Hell Is Us.
Same.
Yeah, it's true. So I have, since I've actually been playing much more of Hell Is Us, I have a more concrete opinions, and the honeymoon period is over. Now I can actually critique it properly, because at first I was like, oh, this is just so cool, and like I legitimately love that there's no map and no waypoints, and it just kind of like makes you want to explore, which I do still love. What I don't love is that this game, so it has puzzles, right? Puzzles, because it's like a lot of it is like, oh, find the code or find the sequence of symbols, and it's like, it's a lot of it is just those two things, and it's like, well, that's not fun. Like, it's just not fun. And like, you also, because again, this world,
and usually
is
that
not
just
holding
entails
your hand.
exploring everywhere, and then you'll find it sitting on a random table somewhere. Like, oh, there's that.
Right.
Code. Where was that again? I have to get
But
back
if
to wherever that was.
But if you miss that thing, then there's just a door somewhere, and you're like, well, how the hell do I open this door?
Yep.
You know, so maybe I'll find the thing, maybe I won't. I don't know. So I think the world itself is incredibly interesting. I love the design of it, like visually, the way it looks, and just like how you explore it. A couple of those, like, I guess I'll call them dungeons, have been super rad. Like the
agreed.
one that you mentioned, Tim, that we had just, I think, done it at about the same time, where it was pretty labyrinthian. It just
Yeah.
like felt cool to explore in there.
Did.
Yeah, I just think like it's, I wish that the puzzles that they had in the game just were a little more thoughtful, like just a bit more interesting. And less just like, oh, hopefully you know, ran around enough where you found the document that, you know, says the thing. Like,
Or
that
like
to me is just not
those
fun in and of
posts that
itself.
have certain designs on them. I feel like I almost always don't
Yeah.
have the right ones. And then
Yeah,
eventually I
yeah.
know you'll get them, and I'm like, I'm not gonna travel back to all these places to unlock these.
Right.
Like I think
That's
I've
the thing,
unlocked
yeah.
like 2, and I'm like, man, that's a bummer. They're hiding too much stuff behind things you need to go find. And I
Yeah.
understand the
Yeah, yeah.
desire to like give you the satisfaction of unlocking it, but here's the thing. There's like I don't know how many there's gonna be. Right now I've got like 10 different areas I can go explore. And I can just drive there and just start walking around talking to people and exploring. I am not going to
Yeah.
remember where a closed door was that was optional, that
Right.
had a stick,
Right.
that had a design on it that I found in area 8. And I'm like, I don't remember
Yeah.
where that was.
Yeah.
And I'm never gonna. So
I think a
yeah.
better approach would have been, and I feel like this probably would have leaned more into like Metro, like a Metroidvania. But like each area, like where the secrets in that area, in order to unlock them, all the items should be in that area. Like it shouldn't be I find something in the marshes in order to open XYZ thing
Unless
in
it's something super
the
special.
forest
I
area.
agree with you. Like if it's something super high
Sure,
like
sure.
some super epic weapon or power. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, you're right. Everything is like, well, you're
Yeah,
gonna find those keys or that code later. It's like, okay, all right.
yeah.
When?
But it might be somewhere
Later.
else that then you need to remember to go back to that other area, and that's what I,
And I
because
never
it's just
will.
there's too much
Yeah.
having to remember things. So,
Yeah.
I
in a
saw in a
game
lot of
that
reviews
is,
that it was like a pen
yeah,
and paper game where you should be taking notes and stuff like that.
yeah,
It's just like that
yeah,
is a lot to ask of some people sometimes, you know.
Well, the other part
yeah.
of that
I
is that the
never do
reward
that.
on the other side of it is rarely enough that I'm gonna pull out a notepad and actually do that. Like
Sure,
usually the reward is
sure,
like a
yeah,
decent piece of gear or an upgrade material, and it's like, cool. Why did I write that down and spend hours trying to figure? You know what I mean? Like,
right,
nah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
One other,
So
I'm playing it too, Dan. I wanted to add, see what you thought about this part of it. As
yeah,
I've revisited areas, I discovered that everything respawns. Pretty much. There might be one or two
yes,
exceptions, but pretty much every enemy respawns when you go back to. Otherwise, as you're in the area, as you clear out enemies, they stay dead, which is great because you can then more freely
yes,
explore.
yes,
But they all respawn, including time loop guardians, which means if you want to go close out some time loops, which is optional, but you can do that in these areas, you now have to travel back to every time loop guardian in the area. And some of them at the beginning, it's easy. They're pretty easy to find. But as the game progresses, they get more and more deeply embedded deeper into these areas or in caves or far down into these dungeons. And it's like, I already killed all the time loop guardians except for one, and the last one was behind a locked door and I couldn't get in
right,
there. So I'm gonna try to come back later. When I came back later, everything had respawned. That's pretty
yeah,
frustrating to me. I'm like, I tried to
yeah, yeah,
100%
yeah.
this area, and then you reset it just because I left because I couldn't open that door. So that to
Oh,
me is
Sure,
where I'm starting to understand some of the like, if you're gonna make it
yeah,
hardcore, you get no map, you're gonna get no waypoints. The hints are all in the items. I like those ideas, but then you make it very
yes,
video gamey, and when you go back, things are just alive again. I'm like, well, are you making
right.
it like real and hardcore or
Like
not? Because I killed everything already.
the easy solution there would have been those specific enemies don't come back.
The time loop
You
guardians,
could have been
especially.
like,
That's the one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like just they don't come back. They're the special guys for the time loop thing. You kill them, they stay dead until you find
exactly.
all of them, and then the thing
A good
opens
example
up.
of that is in
So
the first area. I killed all the time loop guardians, went to go in the time loop. I didn't have what I needed to close it yet. I didn't know
yeah,
that. The story
yeah,
hadn't
yeah,
gotten
yeah.
there yet.
That's
So I was
happened to
like,
me a
okay, so I
couple
came
times.
back to that area, And I went to go in there, and it's like, you can't. It's too dangerous. I have to go find all the time loop guardians again. I'm like, I already killed all of them one time. Like, so there's a little bit of that. You know how we've talked about this
Yeah.
before, the three of
Yep.
us, about like when a game respects your time, and I feel like that
Yes,
part
yes.
of this game isn't respecting your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is an
That's just my
item
opinion.
to help you find the time loop specific ones. I don't know if you know that.
I know it like sends ink up in the air, and it kind of floats in the direction
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
supposed to go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Which
it
has
does
helped
help,
me a
but
few times, but yeah.
still annoying.
But yeah, that's my main gripe is I just wish that like if you're gonna put puzzles in a game like this that is very just like, yep, like we're not doing anything, we're not helping you in any way,
Yeah.
figure it out. It's like cool, okay, but like balance it out, you know, with
Yeah.
some unique puzzles that are actually interesting and satisfying, and maybe make certain enemies don't come back because you're telling me
Right.
I have to kill them, but they're sprinkled throughout randomly, you know. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
those
I
are
think
the
that
structure of the game is where my gripes with the game come in. It's that what we just described, and there's also
yeah.
you probably did this too, Dan, unless you're better at exploring every corner than I am before advancing the story. I failed on 4 good deeds that were all attached to these
Ooh.
4 flares, these emergency flares. So you pick up these 4
Okay.
emergency flares, and then there's characters you're supposed to give them to, and I had no idea. There's no hint that you're supposed to give them to them.
Right.
And you know, when you talk to them, you can hit trade and randomly just take a guess at it. And I don't do that.
Yeah.
I found that to be a little bit tedious to take a stab at giving them everything in my inventory in hopes that maybe that's what they wanted.
There's been certain ones where I'm like, oh, I get what you're looking for, and then I have found the item, and I'm like, oh
Most
yeah,
of
that
them.
person.
Yeah.
But
Most of them.
yeah.
But in
some
the
of
case
them,
of this
it's kinda
one
like-
town that I was in, which is a really cool area, by the way. These areas are awesome. Like, and the
Yeah.
lore there is great. By the way, both of these sides, the evil that's on both these sides is horrible. The way they treat each other, like they're all awful to each other, which adds to the depth and kind of the, I don't know, the heartbreak of all of it. But yeah, I got there and I found these flares, and I just assumed someone at some point will ask me if I've got something to help them get attention or something, and no one did. And then I was just kind of advancing through the area, and I triggered what was kind of like an end of that area little scene, but then I could keep exploring.
Mhm.
And then I found some NPCs, and I talked to them, and I tried to get I was like, maybe they need a flare, I don't know. So I tried to hand them a flare. It wasn't obvious, and they were like, it's too late for me now, everyone's already left. And then it just said, good deed failed. I was like, what?
You're like,
I-
huh?
What? And so there's 4 NPCs.
Yeah.
That's just one example. There's another in another
Yep.
town that comes up after that where you have to find. So anyway, those little types of things bug me because I feel like I've been working hard to try to do all these subtly hinted at things that the game
Right.
gives you, and sometimes I
Yeah.
think they just don't do the best job at hinting at that stuff to you. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
And again, that's where like video game balance is like you have to like figure out what is like you're being too much of like as a developer, you're kind of being too much of a dick, all right? Like like reel it back a bit, you know, like kind of balance that out a little bit because it's like you don't know. There's these NPCs that are you suddenly found and they need this thing. Like I don't know, you just got to figure it out where like there's just no expiration date, I guess. That to me would make sense that there's no expiration date. Like they need this item if you find it, even if it's like at the end of the game and this NPC was at the very beginning and you just happen to miss them, like you can still give it to them and that counts as something. Because that happened with me with the I don't know if you found that woman down in the sewers that was taking care of a baby.
Oh yeah, I still have the baby bottles
Yeah.
in my inventory.
Yeah, I got the empty baby bottles and I went back and there's no more need to give them milk, I'll say.
Oh,
So-
Because the baby's okay, right?
yeah, because everything's okay. Everything's happy.
Like it
Everything's
grew
good.
up and doesn't need milk anymore. That's why, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, good.
Yeah.
By the
And
way,
I was just like,
there
are you
is
kidding me?
like on the dark side of this game, and the way that they don't shy away from the dark stuff like that, like you just described, but
Yeah.
also like there's a whole village where people are missing limbs. There's just hands and arms cut off, and they're just like
jeez.
everyone.
I haven't even
has just,
gotten
like,
there yet.
limbs that-
Wow.
I was like,
That's terrible.
what?
I mean,
And there's
I
some
think
references
that's
to why that
bold
happened.
on- That's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, like if you're gonna represent,
I mean, like
I'm
whole
playing a
families, like little
game.
kids just don't have a hand. The grandma doesn't have a hand. Like people just don't have limbs. They're just chopped
Yeah.
off. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
wild.
we're doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
there's literally just straight up people being hung off of like trees and stuff at like
Yep. Whole families,
or
every age. Yeah.
yeah, or the where they have them all lined up on their knees to, you know. So, yeah, it's a dark game. It's very dark. And I would say most of it I'm still very much enjoying. It's just, yeah, there's just the little things as I'm going through it now. I'm kind of like, all right, like this. I wish you didn't do this quite like this. Like, do it a bit better, iron it out. I hope, hopefully, the studio, because apparently the main guy, the main dev or whatever, is kind of he was kind of apparently pissed that Silk Song surprisingly shadow
Yeah.
dropped, or on the same day, and he was
But it
like,
was
really, come
callous.
on, like, god damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, callous, he said.
I don't
Yeah.
think Silk Song was thinking about you when they made that, and you know what I mean. Like, how weird to like
Yeah.
make it about you. Like they didn't think about us specifically.
But I do hope that they do well enough where like maybe they can get a crack at like a sequel or something similar, because I think if you
There's a
just
lot
iron
here
out
to
a few
like.
things, like,
There's a lot here to like, but I
yes,
also am
yes,
understanding a little bit more why some of the scores held back a bit, like some of the reviews,
right,
because it
right, right,
really is captivating, and then it kind of sinks into a
yeah,
little bit of like, oh, all right,
Seems like a cult
and
status game in the making. Like, where it
yeah,
sounds like
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
very like a small group are gonna really, 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 really like this game, and then maybe
yeah,
that will become a
yes,
bigger group as they keep on, singing its praises over the months and years.
right. But
yeah,
I'm glad
for
you.
sure,
I'm liking it too, Dan, and I agree with you on the.
yeah,
I think the gripes about it are fair. That's what's going to keep it from
yeah,
being like a shoe-in top 10 for me personally. But it is still a fun game that I would recommend to people if they want something
hmm,
different. If they don't want to have their hand held through a game, I'm still going to recommend this one to people.
yeah,
Um, but yeah,
I still want to pick it up on sale, so it's
yeah,
still on the radar for me.
yeah. And there's going to be so many guides by the time you play it, Kyle, that I will highly recommend
Oh,
to a lot of people.
I
Like,
use a guide,
oh, there
man.
already
I use a
is,
even
yeah,
on games I don't need a guide for. I'm like, I'm just gonna have it up right here just in case.
yeah,
there
yeah.
you go,
I did end up looking it up once. And there's an area where you have to get these 3 pieces of this kind of tile and put them into a spot. And I found 2 of them, but I guess I missed one that was in the same space. So I went back and there was one little room off on the side that had one enemy and a little chest right there that I just had missed. And in the backtracking, there's the only fast travel is from save points back to your main vehicle. Otherwise, you got to
yeah,
walk.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I had to walk, and I was super. But by then, I was already a little annoyed at some of the other stuff. Like they made me fail these good deed quests that I didn't even know existed, and so I was already starting to feel a little annoyed.
sure,
And I couldn't do time loops in previous areas unless I went and defeated all those enemies again. And then they made me backtrack
right,
to go pick up one more piece of a tile. So I don't know. Those little things do start to add up, little frustrations, like those little negative moments, and
yeah,
yeah, it makes you appreciate when developers recognize that and help you avoid that while still making you feel like you did something special, you figured it out, you're so smart,
right,
good memory, whatever it is, without frustrating you if you get it wrong. I don't know. Not get it wrong, but if you missed something. I don't know. There's something
yeah,
about it that is just a little bit frustrating, even though I am overall enjoying it. I am. Overall, I do like it. And I took
yeah,
Dan's advice
yeah,
from
yeah,
last week where I did start to look at the health bar more, and that white flash on the
yeah,
health bar is way better than trying to track all the
yeah,
moving particles on the screen. So
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely, yeah,
yeah,
sure. Yeah, but that's basically it. I've just been focusing on that and then playing story seasons with the wife. So,
oh yeah, story Grand Bazaar,
Grand
right? Is
Bazaar.
that the one? Yeah, Grand Bazaar.
Yes.
Kyle, what have you been playing or watching this past week?
Not much, I've been playing a bit of Trails in the Sky still, FC. About 10 hours into that. It's like 8 hours to get through the prologue. Like, and even then, like
Oof.
you're, I said last week, it's a long, stretchy launch for this game. in terms of getting into the story, but kind of takes its cue storytelling wise from like the Dragon Quest series,
Mm.
more so in like the vignette stories. Like this town kind of has a problem, and you're like solving this town's problem. You're going to meet a lot of quirky characters along the way, and you kind of leave that behind to go to a different town, and they have a different story. And there's kind of like an overarching story of like, hey, I have to find my dad, you know. So
Yeah.
basically, I'm saying it's Fallout 3. It's the same exact thing.
Sweet. Yeah,
No,
why
I'm really
I like
enjoying
it.
it. I think they really took the ideas of the hybrid combat system from the last game and like implemented it in a way that's like so seamless and so cool. And I'm really flowing with it right now. So I hope to sit this one through. I tend to get distracted from the Trail series pretty easily, sadly. But I am really hooked right now. But I know Final Fantasy's coming out next week. There's other things like that are going to be vying for my attention. So I'm
People are
just trying to
loving
get
this
as much
first
time as
chapter game
possible.
though, man. People are absolutely digging it. So
It,
I
I'm
love that you're
telling
enjoying
you,
it too.
for some people, it is like getting Final Fantasy VII remake for them. You know what I mean? Like my favorite
Yeah.
RPG
Yeah.
ever got this giant, remake. And I know we said that last week, but it's kind of it's setting into more where it means more to me that that's happening for people. And again, I
Yeah.
played this game on PSP too, and I really like it. So like to see it in this way and like hear the voice acting the way that it is, the performances, and it just like everyone's a little more fleshed out. Even in the first 10 hours of the game, you just kind of get a little bit more personality from everybody. It's a good update. Some switch to performance issues, so
Mm.
we're in a second generation of Switch, and we still have the term switchy a little bit, to quote Huber from Easy Allies. There's a little
Switchy.
switchiness to it where it's
Switchy
just
twitchy.
like this game shouldn't be chugging,
Right.
like
Right.
especially docked or whatever. It's a little more stable handheld, weirdly enough. But I would suggest getting this game maybe on PS5 or something like that, or PC if you were looking at getting this game. So I think Dan, you chose right. I just know I beat these. I beat JRPGs so I can play them all the time. So I beat them on
Yeah.
handheld. So I try and I'm even getting Final Fantasy on that for that reason. These long games where I'm like, let me sneak around in real quick before I go to bed. Like that's how I can chip away at these things in a really economical way. But I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it. But that's really all I'm playing. I am still playing Borderlands. But as I was saying off air, like I don't want to talk about that game again a second day in a row. Like that's it's still broken, but it's fun. If you're waiting on it, I know
And
Gaston in the group, he says he's waiting on it. Dude, when he plays this game 6 months from now or whenever he said, he's going to love it because it's going to be working and it's going to be updated and it's going to be great. And he is going to be the happiest of all the Borderlands fans because he actually waited.
Sure.
So shout out to you, bud. You made the right choice. The rest of us are slumming it. So
yeah,
that's really
it
it.
is amazing. It is amazing that it's not like usually these kind of things. It's like, well, it's a PC issue, and they've got to figure out the patches for PC. It sounds like it's happening everywhere. So
Yeah, it's just kind of unstable. And there's a lot of
yeah,
things that, like, if you're in a co-op session, things are specifically broken there. So there's a lack of progression that you can have when you're going through the Ultimate Vault Hunter rankings. That if you're in a group, it won't progress certain challenges, and you have to get off of your co-op game and beat it in single player for it to progress. Just stuff like that, where you're fundamentally like you have bugs that fundamentally break what your game's all about, which is co-op. Like that's a kind of a big problem, no? Right? Like
yep,
that's.
yep,
Yeah.
But hey,
I
who am
mean,
I?
yep.
the whole thing of like
Who
that,
Who
am
am
I?
the
I?
complexity of the co-op element of that is probably a lot on the back end, but like that is,
Well,
hey, learn
yeah,
how to code, right? Learn how to code.
co-op becomes more and more necessary as you get deeper into the game, because I'm in the I'm in the 5th level of end game, which is the final level of end game, which is like you need a team with you in most cases, and like to not
Mm.
be able to do that is kind of nuts. So, but
Yeah.
we've talked about it long enough. Whatever, go buy it. It's
And by the
Andy
way,
Pitchler would
as we
love it if
talked
you
about
would.
last week, it's been delayed indefinitely on the Switch too. So when that version of it
Yeah,
comes out, I can't wait for another round of This Game is Broken
it's
because it
gonna be
yeah,
switchy.
it's gonna be switchy. Yep, can't wait for that. So yeah, I've been playing. We talked about Hell is Us a little bit, so kind of matched up with Dan on that. I've been spending some time in that game, and again, there's so much about it that is really cool. I want to find out what the heck is happening. I want to get these other items that are needed in order to access this area that I'm like, what's gonna happen when you get in there? Like, how's that gonna like is that gonna
Mhm.
fix things, end things, make things worse? Are we releasing something? Like, I'm curious about the lore of all this and how it's gonna play
Yeah.
out. There's just some of the video gamey pieces that feel inconsistent, even though overall very good, but sometimes inconsistent in terms of like you're gonna have to explore, look at the items yourself, but also we're gonna make it really challenging and tedious for you to do so. It's like,
Jeez.
yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, but overall, I am really enjoying it. It is a really solid like 8 out of 10 for me, and I've spent probably 12 to 15 hours with it total. So,
Cool.
and I don't think
Mhm.
that's gonna change. I think I'm still gonna feel like these moments were frustrating, but I think I am gonna finish it. I don't see myself stopping. I want to see it through.
Yeah.
So I do like Hell Is Us a lot. Uh, also spent some time playing. I talked about this game a couple episodes ago that it came out, and I did buy it and I did try it. It's called The Voyagers of Nera. It's like a kind of
Oh yeah.
an islander version of something like a Valheim or Enshrouded a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Very kind of cartoony. Um, it does
With the
have pieces of
swimming,
both of
right? You
those
can swim.
games in it. Yeah, a lot of swimming. Yeah, you could fight underwater, explore underwater, all that. So I played it for a couple hours. It is very simple survival stuff, a little like Valheim in that it's not super punishing on the survival side. You're not going to die if you don't make your first meal within 45 minutes. Like some of these games are like
Yeah.
so ruthlessly difficult.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
for sure.
and this is not that. This is definitely much more friendly, and you can play co-op, which I didn't try yet. But yeah, the idea is build a boat, go explore these islands. You know, so there's a whole little mini storyline attached to it. It is fun. Um, but it didn't. There's something magical about a game like Valheim that I'm learning. I'm not necessarily a fan of all survival adventure games. Some of them work for me, and Enshrouded worked, Valheim worked, and not a lot of other ones. So
Mm.
this one I don't know. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna play it a little bit more. It is an early access. It's got a lot of work to go. Um, but if you like those kind of games, I do recommend giving it a look. It's very cartoony and family friendly. It's not violent at all. Like when you kill enemies, they kind of disappear. Think like almost like Wind Waker, like a little poof of smoke type. You know what I mean? It's
Mm.
Cute.
Yeah, yeah.
that type of a thing. So anyway, so that game is pretty fun. And then I've spent some time playing some more No Man's Sky. I played it on the Switch 2 for a while, and there are times when I am so impressed with how smooth it is and how great it looks. And then I'll land on a planet that has a certain reflective texture, and then all of a sudden the whole planet just starts glitching out and blinking real fast. Like everything disappears and it's
Oh
all black,
jeez.
and just my character or I've
Whoa.
fallen through the floor. Like I'm talking about 2016 glitches that I saw when I first played the game,
Sure.
where you would like all of a
Wow.
sudden fall through the floor to your death. Like that happened in the original like version of the game. It's only happened like twice, but it was enough that it really frustrated me. And then the glitching piece, once I left, I just was like, this is a great planet. It was like this yellow paradise planet, had a ton of resources. I would have loved to explore it more, but it would not stop flashing. I tried resetting, I tried changing whatever settings, the very limited ones that are on the Switch, could not get it to stop doing that. So
Mm.
I just left the planet and went to another one, and it didn't do that. So I do think it's certain shaders, textures, something, you know.
Mm.
But anyway, but overall, I still am having a blast with that game. I did start like a survival run where it's harder. I wanted to
Oof.
give that a try just to see if it's, and I do see how it's more fun. But things like when you die, your inventory's gone. I'm like, oh, that's not fun.
Oof.
Maybe I don't want to do survival.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah. So, but I was on a planet, and the reason I died was actually pretty hilarious. It was this planet that seemed calm enough, and I was actually collecting copper for something I had to upgrade. And all of a sudden, it gave me this notice that there's a gravity anomaly that had just started. And all of a sudden, all these rocks were floating all around me. Then I started floating. I'm going real high up in the air, and then it just drops me to the ground. I have to use my jetpack appropriately to not die.
Oh, jeez.
And I did it. It kept
Okay.
picking me up. Probably like 6 times I was thrown up in the air, and I had to like try to safely land. And I was like, "What is it?" I was trying to escape, like run away from this gravitational storm that was happening.
Yeah.
And I finally thought I got away, and I thought I was good. My health was still pretty low, and then an electrical storm started and started shocking me, and then it like zapped my jetpack and killed, and it like destroyed the jetpack, so that was damaged, and then I got thrown up in the air one more time, and I couldn't use the jetpack because it was broken, and I just landed and died. And I was like, well,
Splat.
all right. And then when I realized I went to, where's all my stuff? I just mined a ton of stuff, and I went to see I didn't have any kind of grave that was left or anything. It's just gone. It's all gone. I
Wow.
was like, okay.
Damn.
Bummer.
You can't even go back.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
So maybe
That's harsh.
maybe I'm more of a normal difficulty No Man's Sky player. As soon as I
See, and
saw
I'm
that,
thinking
I was like,
about starting a whatever the cozy mode is or whatever, where it's just like I'm like if I start
do
that game
cozy
up
mode
again,
for sure.
I'm doing easy.
Yeah, everything costs a lot less. There's a lot more
Yep.
stuff to
You
mine.
get more
There's a lot
out of
fewer
everything.
enemies.
You use less fuel. Yep, I'm in.
Yeah, do it that way. Do it that way for sure. All right. Well, guys, it is that time of year where we are getting ready to wrap up the 9th month of the year, which means we're 75% of the way through the calendar year, getting closer and closer to looking back to see what were our favorites. And we'll get to our Game of the Year episodes, of course, towards the end of 2025, beginning of 2026. We'll also, I'm excited to see what happens with the Game Awards. I think it's going to be a really interesting award show this year. There's a lot of categories with what I feel like are a lot of deserving games of recognition, at least of a nomination. I'm hoping for some of the games that I really appreciate. A good example of that would be like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I don't think that game's going to win many, maybe even if any awards, but I'd love to see it get nominated for at least a few so I can be like, see, that game's awesome. People recognize that it's awesome, even though it doesn't win because we've got too many other absolute like industry changers that have launched this year. Yeah, I am excited interested to see how the Game Awards stuff shakes out. So I wanted to take a look at where things stand right now from kind of just the overall industry, how it views the top games of the year so far. But also, this is something we haven't done before. As we do like a quarterly check-in on Game of the Year, I want to look at what has Q3 delivered for us this year. Like, what are the games of quarter 3 that we've experienced? And it's crazy. This list is pretty nuts. And it probably would have been the same for Q2. Q1 was lighter, but Q2 was really full of a lot of stuff. Everything from Clair Obscur and Doom Dark Ages and Death Stranding 2. And I mean, it had a ton. Mario Kart World, like Q2 was packed, but so was Q3. So I pulled together a couple videos for us to pull up just to see. And in my opinion, these are going to be, for some people, Game of the Year contenders. Although this first one, ironically, is one that, because of its technical issues, I don't think anyone's going to pick. But to Kyle's point, early next year or late next year, we might look at Borderlands 4 and be like, that game rules. I wish it had launched like this. Because I feel like it's gonna get there.
I think so too.
I know that it's not there right now. But Borderlands 4 arrived as part of Q3, and I know a lot of people, Kyle included, really enjoyed a lot of what they experienced there. There's a lot of good there, even with the technical stuff.
Good bones.
Yeah, a lot of good bones in there. So Borderlands 4 arrived on September 12th. We also had, and you know what? I wonder if this is going to go in a weird order. We'll see. Okay, we had Donkey Kong Bonanza. What is this? Giving me an ad? What is this? Let me jump ahead. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yeah. This is the Skill Up review. Oh, they're comparing it to Mario 64. Nice. Donkey Kong Bonanza arrived on July 19th. That was a Q3 game as well. And this is one that I still haven't finished, and I need to dive back in and finish it.
Same.
But
so good.
Super fun. So colorful. Just like pure gaming fun. You know what I mean? That's what this is. Stuff like that, where you just can literally destroy most of the entire level, is wild. That they
and weirdly enough, summer games. Like it does feel like a summer game.
It's a good summer game, though. It's a good summer game.
Something about it.
Great summer game. So yeah, this one arrived here during this third quarter, and I think this is going to be something that is on some people's radar for overall Game of the Year, but certainly in some categories will be at the top of the list. You know, for platformers, for family games, those kind of things. I think it'll be up there in a lot of cases. Also, this quarter we talked about this a bit last week. Hades 2 arrived in its 1.0 version. Its official launch on PC. It was in early access, but now its 1.0 is released, and of course now on Switch and Switch 2, and eventually coming to other consoles, we know. But yeah, this has arrived to unbelievable reviews. We're talking like
Yeah.
tied for second best of the year in terms of its average scores that we're seeing. So really high up there, tied with Claire Obscure, and still behind that RPG where you learn Japanese while you play it game that's at the top, the Shujinko game that's sitting at the top right now. So we'll look at that here in a little bit too. So anyway, all right. So Hades 2 came out just last week, so it's really relatively new, but still part of Q3. As is Dan, the game that just was featured in some of our conversation here. A little Hell Is Us was a strong Q3 game.
There's the goop.
Again,
there's the goop.
Really
It's
unique.
like,
yeah, there's the goop. The goop time loop. See, it says too dangerous to enter, so you gotta go kill some more things.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Dan, when you face a bunch of the different types all at once, do you find that sometimes those walker guys that are kind of the easier enemies, but sometimes they're more annoying when you're trying to kill like the floaty glob? Sometimes I need those to be distracted because they hit you more frequently. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I try to use
anyway,
the drone more.
I use the drone to distract the walkers more than these guys, like the basic walkers, because I feel like the basic walkers actually bother me more. They get in the way more, so I try to distract.
Well, there's
them.
the one that like that's almost like a vibration distraction that they're kind of like, oh, I'm being vibrated, and then there's one that's like, there's one that actually like is like a stun, but it stuns a group. If you can get them kind of close together, it stuns like a group and actually like even.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So you do have that one. That one's helpful, especially with the blob things that come out of them. So.
Yeah, agreed. Because some of those things are brutal. Yeah, Hell Is Us arrived on September 4th, alongside this game. Hollow Knight Silksong also arrived this quarter. Speaking of glowing reviews, I think
kind of nuts that Hades and this came out in the same month. Like two juggernaut indie darlings like that were like highly sought after and hyped and stuff like that. Like super
major
cool.
Sequels to absolutely beloved games. Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, this was a Q3 game as well, as was Shinobi: The Art of Vengeance, which to me was kind of this year's Prince of Persia. Yeah, 2 Ninja games. We'll talk about the other one too. Yeah, this one.
Where's that
arrived
Switch
on August
update?
28th.
You weirdos! Like, I really want to play this game, and they won't update it. They promised an update.
I know. They did promise it. I have not seen that. Whether or not it's happening.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, this game is absolutely stellar. Really worth a look if you liked Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, or really if you like any side-scrolling action RPG lights. You know, it's got some light RPG elements to it, but really, really good. So, man, I love that game. All right. Also, this quarter is Silent Hill F, which was the GameSpot review. People again also love this game. Tons of positive reviews. Another, I think, strong game of the year contender for some people. If this is their kind of game, if they, you know what I mean, like the review scores reflect that it's going to be some people's game of the year, without a doubt.
Some people are even calling it the best Silent Hill. Some people are saying that it's the best Silent Hill to ever come out.
I mean, Silent Hill 2 was the game of the year for some folks when that came out. So it wouldn't surprise me at all.
For sure.
If some people pick this one.
Absolutely.
All right. Also, this quarter we got the follow-up to Journey and Abzu and some of the other games. The Pathless. We got Sword of the Sea.
I forgot about this.
Yeah. So Sword of the Sea. This is not one that I think is going to be part of the current gen game of the year discussions. At least not like a ton. But that's just us. That's just because of our, preferences and our gaming habits. For a lot of people, this is going to be a strong contender for game of the year. It got, again, like 87 average reviews, as you can see with this Game Informer review. It got an 8.5. People love this game. Like, it's going to be it
does look fun.
It is really fun. Yeah.
I played it for a little while. The surfing is cool. I like it. All right, so that also dropped this quarter. This has been a packed quarter, you guys. A lot of amazing games. And then even though these next few I'll show you, I don't think the next few I'm going to show you are strong overall game of the year contenders, but they're still great games in their own right, and I think deserve a lot of attention, especially for some categories like Chronos New Dawn that we're looking at here, as it was comparing it to stuff like Resident Evil, as you saw there. But Chronos New Dawn, I think, has a very specific audience that's going to love it. And even though it didn't critically become a darling, that's okay. I still think it's going to be a favorite for some people, especially if they have a category like best horror game or something like that. You know,
fighting orphan Power Rangers. What? I don't even understand that caption there.
Yeah, maybe
I don't even understand
too much. This is IGN's review, so we'll never understand it.
Oh, well then.
And they throw in a lot of B-roll to compare it to stuff. So without sound,
yeah. So it is weird to watch without sound. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what? Why did they show? Was that Kurt Russell? Yes, it was. So anyway, so Chronos: The New Dawn came out. That
makes sense.
This quarter as well. So did, let's jump ahead here, Dying Light: The Beast. So this was a spin-off game from Dying Light. Again, it's going to be another one similar to Chronos: The New Dawn, where it's not going to work for everybody, but for people who this is the game they want the first-person parkour zombie fighting like the first two games, you're going to get it. And I think it's even more of that. So yeah, Dying Light: The Beast dropped this quarter as well. So did Eric's Home: The Stolen Dream, one of my favorite game stories so far of the year. Really great stealth game.
Nice.
Really good narrative adventure. Some elements of the gameplay were definitely very video gamey, and it's like, well, I'll give it a pass because the setting and story and characters are so good. It's okay that the gameplay was a little bit like, it looks open, but generally speaking, there's only a couple of ways to successfully progress, and they make it really obvious. You're going to have to break that light. You're going to have to knock out that bad guy, and then you're going to have to go down this path. Like, a lot of times it's pretty linear. But there's a few areas where they give you some true choice, and that's cool. But man, what a cool story, cool game. I loved Eric's Home. I think I spent like a dozen hours with it, and I loved it. Really good game. All right, also out this quarter was Hurdling. Speaking of kind of like lesser known games that came out, this game from the Far Lone Sales devs arrived, and you can, in this post-apocalyptic torn up world, you can start to collect and save these little creatures, bond with them, and then literally herd them and you're using your power that you get from this magical branch. So yeah, Hurdling. This was the Gaming Bite
Forgot about this
review that we're looking at here. So this is why I like doing this. It's like a reminder of like, oh yeah, this game came out this quarter. Yeah, that was not just a 2025 game. That was a game from this quarter. And then the other one you guys mentioned. Now, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I know, Kyle, you played some of this. Did you end up continuing on this one? Okay.
Yeah, I'm like 3 hours or so in, which I know this game's not that long, but I did play a lot of this game. I really enjoyed this one. Very hard. The boss is very tough. Very, very tough.
Yeah.
But
you're probably closer to the end than you realize, but it's hard
to say. Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Probably. It's not super long, but it depends on like how much you need to perfect each run. Like if you've gone back and replayed levels to get a better grade, which I pretty much never did. I think I did it once.
Oh yeah. That's not who I am.
That's not who I am, man.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
That's me. Yeah. I'm that person.
Did you do this boss fight yet? Nope. Kyle, this guy?
Yes, I did do that one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, some of the boss fights are super pretty cool.
They are, yeah. The hardest one that I thought, like, when I beat it, I was like, that was really satisfying, was the dual head dragon thing. I thought I was walking on sunshine after beating that guy. Because I got it. Yep. Like, I was like, I know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I get it. Like, and it was all about fine-tuning my performance. And, yeah, it was very rewarding.
Yeah, I feel like for some people, this is going to be, if not overall game of the year, definitely for like side-scrolling action platformers. I just feel like, having played and completed both of them, I think Shinobi is the superior game, but that's just personal preference.
I agree. Yes, it is personal preference, but I do agree with you. I've only played an hour of Shinobi and immediately thought that game was better, despite having played more of this one. I'm only not playing it because of that update problem. So,
Yeah, exactly.
Immediately that game I was like, oh, I mean, I just, even the art, like everything about it, I think I like better. Even the music, like everything I thought was superior.
Oh, this is a level that takes you to the Twin Dragons.
Yeah.
So yeah, so really cool game. Again, great reviews. I think it is going to be the game of the year for some folks, or at least in some categories. If they do, multiple categories for action game or whatever else. So really, really good. Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound, excellent game. And then I wanted to remind us of this game just because of the stellar reviews that it got. We did mention it when it came out, just as a hey, check out this weird point and click, but also like apparently like an intense point and click game called The Drifter.
Yeah, this sounds familiar.
The people who have played it love it. Yeah, apparently, like I hear point and click. Okay, if I want a story,
oh my God, fine. This is horrifying.
But apparently it's it is pretty horrifying. Yeah, but apparently it's like intense. It's like an intense point and click. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that all entails. But
it just seems like story wise, it's just like kind of violent.
It looks like there's a lot of kill states. Like you do something wrong and you die, and you have to try it again with like using a different tool or something. Looks cool.
Yeah. So there you go. I like the quotes they're putting on for this trailer too. So anyway, The Drifter, really kind of a unique game. But hey, this quarter isn't just about new games that have come out. It's also seen a number of remarkable remakes or re-releases that are worth giving a shout out to, including Gears of War Reloaded. And not only is it a really great way to play the original game, but now you can play it on your PlayStation, which is wild. Like if you had told me this,
what a world we live in,
2-3 years ago, let alone like 12 years ago, I would have been like, never will they ever put that on the PlayStation. And here we are, Gears of War on a PlayStation console. So Gears of War Reloaded released this quarter, as did very similar game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Oh, that's right.
The Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
I threatened to buy this and didn't. I feel bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm here to make sure that you overspend and buy it because I know you forgot. Great. That's why I'm here.
And your money spent.
And I guess they added like the Star-Crossed World content. I don't know what it is, what it entails, how much content's there, but I know they added more content with the Switch 2 edition.
Yeah, I'm curious too because I did beat the game like when it came out, and it's actually a super rad game. Like
I've heard literally nothing but spectacular things about this game, and for whatever reason, I was just like, whatever. And I like Kirby games. Like that's actually one of the mascot ones I do like.
The last segment is Dragon Ball Z. That's all you need for encouragement. The last segment is basically.
I remember
Dragon
you
Ball
saying
Z.
this, and I remember being like, "Oh, I gotta play that game," and I really need to play this game. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, this one looks great. The Star-Crossed World DLC does look like fun. I just don't know how much is there.
Yeah, but I don't know what kind of depth there is there.
Yeah, beautiful game, and even better looking and better running on the Switch 2 with some more content. So that was a great kind of re-release, or I guess you can call it slight remaster. But yeah, it looks like starry versions of existing stages from what they're showing here on this trailer. So maybe
that's kind of what I remember them saying is like, oh no, it's like the old areas, but all starified or whatever. So it might be one of those things where there might not be that much there, but
yeah, okay. All right. Also, speaking of games that Kyle doesn't care about, we got Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
Unreal Engine garbage. No, this was great.
Yeah, who cares about this? So, the full beautiful remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 arrived at the end of August as well. Again, with mostly people loving it, just like review-wise and critics-wise. And of course, I know there's always going to be... There's some people in this world you'll just never make happy. We all have to just realize that. Like, I was reading stuff about people trying Claire Obscure and being like, "This is the most boring game ever. Why do people love it so much?"
Same.
And I played through to like past the prologue, and a few hours in, I still don't understand why you love it. And I'm like, you're trolling. Like at this point, either you don't like the things that I like at all, or you're just trolling. Like I don't know. I don't know I don't know how to talk to people like that.
They did just announce the online mode coming out at the end of October too. So
for this Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Fox Hunt mode or whatever it's called. So that's going to be interesting
Nice.
to try out. But
Nice.
yeah, I was going to say just a quick blurb. Can you imagine if we learned that like there was a lot of AI to use this game, especially with this series, like dialogue on AI? I would probably lose my mind a little bit, to be honest.
It would be funny, but like in a sad
It would
way.
be funny.
The
I would
irony.
laugh, but I might kind of go.
Yeah.
A piece of me might die that won't come back. I think.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
Same with Kojima. A
But
piece of him would
that
die
could
as
be
well.
funny. I mean, yeah, everything he
Look,
stood for.
look at how you
Like,
massacred my boy. You know?
especially if they
Everything
made like
he stood for.
we especially if they remade like Metal Gear Solid 2 and they're like, and we use mostly AI to make it, I'd be like, that's this game. The game literally says don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
They just cut
the
that part
message
out.
of that
slap in
game
the
is
face.
no.
That part out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut it
What
out.
a
They just
slap in
removed
the
it
face.
completely.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well,
Anyways.
also, and you guys have talked about this one quite a bit, and I really have gotten close to purchasing it a few times, but I'm like, no, I will get it, just not yet. Uh, Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar, technically a remake, right? But maybe one of between this and Metal
Right.
Gear, maybe some of the better remakes. In addition to one more that we'll show here in a second. But this quarter has had some really significant, really high quality remakes and re-releases, and this is definitely one of them. I know it's one of your guys' favorites for sure.
It's probably the game I put the most time into this year so far. Oddly enough.
Dang.
There you go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
so it's my game of the year. Is that what you want to hear? Is that
yeah,
That's what I wanted to hear.
I was gonna say because this was originally on the DS, so obviously it didn't look like this on the DS. It's quite different. And
No.
yeah, it's
in
really
fact,
sharp.
no.
It's really
I
sharp.
looked at previous games and none of them look anywhere near this good. This is a very, very good looking entry, and the new kind of floor, I guess, that the series will adopt. So
a lot of people saying this is kind of like them reclaiming the farming game crown in a lot of ways.
I mean, I people aren't gonna like this, but like this resonated with me way more than the one that everyone likes, Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
I know Stardew Valley's probably got a lot more characters, probably got a lot more charm, it's probably got a lot more depth, and probably being a fan of it makes you a lot cooler. But like for whatever reason, this just like caught me.
I think they're both. I think there's room for both. There's room for both.
There's always room for both.
There's room.
Absolutely.
There's room for both. But I understand what you're saying. This definitely has a different look and honestly experience from what you guys have described than Stardew does. So totally makes sense. Some core mechanics are just going to work more.
Some overlap. Like you want to smooch. You want to smooch girlfriends in the village. You want to you want to sell your crops. Like some very flimsy crossover. But
right.
They're different games.
I definitely thought he was going to go down that chimney like Mario, by the way.
I thought so too. I thought he was. Yeah. I was like, I didn't know you could do that. I'm about to jump on right now and do that. That's crazy.
But not only this, but also another beloved game got a wonderful remake, and we've talked about it just recently, of course, even in this episode. I'll jump ahead here a little bit. This is the review from Mortismo Gaming. Trails in the Sky first chapter. That is okay. We talked about it a couple episodes ago. We were joking around a little bit about some of the tropes from older JRPGs like this, but those things aside, like everything Kyle you've been saying about it, and everything even what I experienced in the trial the little demo that I played of it, and all the reviews I'm reading, people are loving this remake.
Yeah,
a lot. Yeah,
I just got to this guy, and he's a great character. He's like a bard. And he's like, he's the horny guy. That's like talking about tropey characters and archetypes. He's the horny.
He's always the horny guy.
Dan, you know what I'm talking about. This is.
There's always the horny guy.
There is a horny guy in all of these games who's kind of a womanizer, but he's like an artsy fartsy that everyone likes and stuff like that. That's who this guy is. But
you're supposed to laugh for some reason, even though he's saying that character's saying something problematic.
Yeah, right. This is less problematic and more like, oh, I know this character, and a little more likable. So I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff about this game.
But whatever you guys gotta tell yourselves,
whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there's been some really remarkable games that have come out this quarter, both in terms of new releases as well as remakes and remasters. It's just been a pretty exciting year, I think. It's pretty exciting quarter specifically. So wanted to see what you guys thought. We're gonna pull up the so far best reviewed games of 2025 according to OpenCritic and Metacritic. But before we get into that and see what the, an average of the industry scores say, because sometimes those are fun to look at and they can matter, but ultimately I'm just curious more what you guys think. What has the year looked like so far for you? Do you feel like it's been a on par year for most gaming years, better, worse? Like overall, how you feeling about the year? And also, um, was there anything from Q3 that you feel like is a serious contender for your personal game of the year? So, Kyle, let's start with you. Like overall, so far 2025, as we get ready to head into the last quarter, do you feel like, and that is a prediction, do you feel like you look back at this year as something really special, or do you feel like it's going to be like another really solid year for games, or not a great year for games?
Well, listen, it's a pretty, this whole question is just biased in general. You're asking my personal opinion, but like a Kojima game came out this year. It's pretty
Yep.
monumental for me. I don't know how to like describe it as like, it would be your blah, 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 but just think the thing that you long for and wake up for every day. If you got another one of those, that's what it's like for me. Like that's what Death Stranding is for me, or anything Kojima. So that's monumental. And then to be so surprised by something like Claire Obscure, which is like probably like I'm gonna have to. I haven't gone back to it, but I'm gonna have to knock something off my top 10 to put it on there. Like I have to. It's that good to me. So like something big that I love, that I've loved for a long time, that's been on that list for a long time, will go. That's a big deal. So yeah, this year
Yeah.
was a pretty big deal for me. And then Ghost of Yotei was coming. Like I think
Well,
this
and
year for
you had the
me,
Pirates Yakuza game too.
yeah, I got a Yakuza game that come out. God, there's got to be other games that I'm not even thinking about right now that like
Monster
I
Hunter
just
Wilds was
absolutely
out this
adored.
year.
Yeah, Monster Hunter was great. I had a great time with that game. I love
Mhm.
Split Fiction. Like there's more things.
Yes.
Mafia was outstanding, and I love that series. So it's like a lot of things hit for me this year that like last year I kept on saying I was like a lot of Kyle games this year kind of felt like that way again. So
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Dan, what about you? As you look at the overall year, and I know that we still have a few months left to really solidify whether it's one of the greats or a really solid one or underwhelming overall. How are you feeling so far about 2025 for you in gaming?
Well, I'm gonna have to just say the obvious because last year, 2024, a certain something came out, right? Certain
Yeah.
something
What was
came
it?
out.
What was it called again? Was it some indie
I
game that
don't.
you liked? What was it?
I'd never think about 2024.
Uh,
We're not allowed to.
fertile frontasy or something like that. I don't know.
Final Fantasy
Um,
Grand
Yeah.
Bazaar. I
Did we
remember.
get one
I
last
remember.
year?
yes.
We got a Final
Yeah,
Fantasy last year?
Rebirth. We had
Oh,
Rebirth
that's
last
right.
year.
Yeah.
Uh,
Whoops. Yeah. Great. Yeah, that game was awesome.
so, I mean, also we had Fantasio, you know,
Yeah.
Metaphor Refantasio. So we had two beefy, one action RPG, one straight up RPG. So like that for me is like a big deal. But that being said, like Kyle was saying about Expedition, like just a pleasant surprise. Although when they first announced it, I was like, there's just something about this that I'm like, I know this is going to
Same.
be special. I don't know until I really do play it because I'm not one of those people that just says a thing until I experience it. But I just felt like it was going to be special, and I played it, and it was incredibly special. So, I mean, literally that alone is like a big deal for this year, and it's a new IP. It's a whole new thing, and just the story behind it is just so magical. Just like these ex Ubisoft devs are like, you know what, screw you guys. We're gonna go do our thing over here. Small team, get big names to like voice the like. It was just like a whirlwind of like this shouldn't happen, but it did, and so glad it did. Um, and yeah, and then Death Stranding 2. I mean, that game is insane. It's just insane. It's absolutely
I don't.
insane. Again,
Dan,
just
no
like the
one's gonna
first one,
you
Kyle.
don't you can't understand unless you play. Like there's
Yeah.
no way that we could come on every week and go, this is the craziest game ever, and like all you're hearing is words. Like Tim and the millions of other people out there, you just won't ever understand, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Just know that we have no way to convey it to you.
It is
We
okay.
just don't.
Yeah. And like,
We
and
don't.
here's the thing,
True.
like the second one's more actiony than the first one, but it's
Mhm.
still a game about being a person that delivers packages. And it's just
Yeah.
like, to some people, they're gonna look at you like, that's that's so like, what do you even talk like? That's stupid. I'm like, no, you're stupid, you stupid dumb idiot. All right, this game is
That pizza
fantastic.
thing that I made y'all watch on here, that
Yeah,
pizza kung fu fight, that's the
yeah,
most
yeah,
normal
yeah.
thing to happen in that video game.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, it's been more on the normal side, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely more on the
yeah.
normal side. Um, but yeah, like, getting a yeah, like Kyle said, because I mean, yeah, I love Metal Gear Solid. Kyle's definitely like the Metal Gear guy out of all of us, but I mean, I love
I'm
Metal
really
Gear
intense
very
about it.
much.
Yeah. Sorry about that,
Yes.
everybody. Very
No,
intense
hey,
about
be more
it.
intense, please. But yeah, I'm just glad that like Kojima it like can still make a game again about delivering packages at the high fidelity. We were saying earlier about, or I mean last week. Sorry, we were saying last week about high fidelity graphics and all that. But like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it works to his advantage because it's like it's not like, I don't know. It just seems like it's not a game that is like intensive to make. It just
Yeah,
kind of like
not in the
works. There's
normal traditional ways, because there's not a lot of like stuff
yeah,
like in the world, But there also is, because it's
yeah,
loading in a
yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
like I don't know how to describe it. He just knows
I
how
don't know.
to
It just
he and his team knows how to work
yeah,
within a budget in an engine. He
yeah.
knows that they know how to do that. I don't
Right.
know.
Because it's not a huge team, I don't think.
It's a
I don't
very
think they're
small
like
team. And,
huge.
and like I don't
Yeah.
mean very small like it's 12 people, but like it's hundreds of people.
Right.
It's not anywhere near the size of like an Ubisoft or EA or
Yeah.
your bigger
Yeah.
studio,
Yeah.
Square Enix even. So
Yeah. So I love that things like that can exist, like Kojima's game, which is like technically not like some big, Ubisoft AAA, but like is that way higher quality than anything Ubisoft could make. But then you have your Expedition 33s, and then you got your like Year of the Ninja. You got all these ninja games,
that's kind of fun.
Yep.
that
Fun
making
themey.
a resurgent. Shinobi and Ninja Gaiden that we hadn't seen for years. Like, there was a lot of cool indie stuff, and then like big things too. And then great remakes. I mean, we're getting Final Fantasy Tactics, which is insane that that's finally happening. Like that just is bonkers.
Yeah, something that felt like it was lost
Like
at time we were never gonna get. Like we
yeah,
got it. We got it before
like
all
there
this
was that.
Final Fantasy IX stuff, like which we've been hearing about forever.
I know.
Final Fantasy IX, and we got
Well, that was
Tactics
part of
first,
the
baby. No one
leak,
saw
right?
that coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
part of like the
That's it.
leak all those years ago, and then like people were like, "Yeah, Tactics, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen." And we're like, "All right," each year keep passing. It's like it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna, and then
Yeah,
it
Mhm.
did happen. So, you know,
dreams become
but yeah,
real.
it's a good year. It's a very solid year. Just last year there was like two
Yes.
big things, which are my favorite genre for me. But yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
this year has been interesting, very interesting for sure.
Yeah, so I think I'm swapped with you on that, Dan. I think last year for me was an interesting year. I really
Okay.
enjoyed Rebirth. I really enjoyed Astrobot, and a lot of the other games that came out. I had a good time with gaming last year. It was an interesting year. Um, this year has been much more like there's a couple of games that are on my top 10 favorites of all time now that have come out this year.
You had
Like at
two
least
in
two.
the same year. That's
There's
crazy.
two in the same year. Like this
Two to
has
break a
become a
list.
crazy year for me personally with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Clair Obscur both now like they're two of my favorite games I've ever played ever now. Like they're so good. And that's not to mention other stuff that I've absolutely adored, like Assassin's Creed Shadows. We can crap all
So
over
good.
Ubisoft all we want. That game rules.
It was
It's
so
so
great.
fantastic. Split Fiction, you mentioned already, Donkey Kong Bonanza, two great side-scrolling
Oh
ninja
yeah,
games in Shinobi and Ninja
Bonanza.
Gaiden.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Donkey
Bonanza's
Kong. Yeah.
great. I still think stuff like Doom the Dark Ages and South of Midnight, games like that really have an audience that love those games and should because they're really, really great.
Any other
Um,
podcast we'd be screaming about. I don't know what our problem is, and we're not like screaming about Doom, but like Doom is like a game of the year contender for a lot of people, I would
it
imagine.
absolutely is. It's a game of the
Yeah,
year
Doom was
contender
rad, man.
for sure.
Doom was rad. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so is Mario Kart World. I know it's easy to kind of diss on it a little bit. Nintendo's doing some weird things with the Switch too, even though they're incredibly successful. But Mario Kart World was yet another great entry there. And you had stuff like I still think stuff like Tales of Iron 2 was fantastic this year. So
Mhm.
and then that's not even to mention stuff like Avowed that I know was kind of an 8 out of 10 for most people, but Avowed came out this year. Dune Awakening came out this year. I think there's people that is their only game this year. It's just Dune
I played
Awakening.
50
That's it.
hours of Dune Awakening. That game
Yeah.
rocked. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's been a phenomenal year, and I still think there are at least one or two more that are going to hit that I'm going to go, oh, I don't know what's my favorite yet. I think Ghost of Yotei is likely to be one of them because Ghost of Tsushima was my
Mm.
favorite game of 2020. same year that Last of Us Part 2 came out, which I think is a masterpiece, and I still picked Tsushima over that one just because it was a hard pick. It was like picking which kid's my favorite. You know,
It is
I
hard.
had to pick one. So to me, this has been a
pick one.
really special year for a surprisingly special year for gaming. Like I would have thought, yeah, 2025 is looking pretty strong. 2 games that I didn't even know if I was planning on playing when I started this calendar year. I don't know if I was even planning on playing much of Clair Obscur or of Kingdom Come. Or even Split Fiction. And those games that rock. They're absolutely amazing. So to me, it's been a pretty incredible year. And I was thinking too, like, you know, when we think about release timing for games, a lot of times we think about the holiday window. Oh, that's when the big games are coming out. Are you going to release it in the fall? And so then I kind of questioned myself on that thought process because I've always thought like, well, the biggest, best, most important games come out in October, November. And I just thought back, do the Game Award winners reflect that? There's now been, I think, 11 Game of the Year award winners officially since Jeff Keighley has started this thing since 2014. So I just wanted to look back and see like which quarter did those games release in those given years. So I'll just go through it real quick. I'm curious. Well, first of all, I'm curious. Without looking, do you guys know what do you think is the quarter that has the most Game of the Year winners in it? 1, 2, 3, or 4. So you got January, March. You know, which quarter of the year do you think has the most?
I don't know. I think it used to be true that like October, November were like the months that you read, but like I think it became like first quarter at some point, and I'm gonna go first quarter.
I was gonna say my brain would just gravitate to quarter 3 because it was always all the big fall releases. So
all right, so in 2014 the winner was Dragon Age Inquisition, which was an October game, so that was Q4. All right, and then
people still mad about that to this day. That Game of the Year. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That was up against Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2, Hearthstone, and Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor, which would have been my pick that year.
Bayonetta 2 probably would have been mine.
And that would have been a good one too. I would have loved both those. But so Dragon Age, that was a Q4 game. 2015 was a Q2 game, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
it was a Q2 game. Yeah.
That makes sense.
2016, the winner was Overwatch, which was another Q2 game. So Q2 has a couple of those. Yeah. All right. 2017 was Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which was a Q1 game.
Yeah, that was a March game.
Okay.
2018 was God of War, which came out in April. So that's a Q2 game.
Okay. Q2 is looking good.
And then 2019, we finally get back to Q4. That was an October release. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice was in October. I'm pretty sure October release. Let me double check that. Sekiro, yeah. Oh, wait, no. Nope, I'm wrong. That was a March release. So that's another Q1 game.
Q1!
Q1. Yep. And then in 2020, I don't know if you guys remember 2020. That was a weird year. You guys remember that year?
I don't.
COVID happening? No?
I don't remember any of it, no.
It's all blur.
But we got some amazing games in 2020. That was a phenomenal year. Everything from Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Awesome year to be locked indoors.
We had Ghost of Tsushima. We had Hades. We had Last of Us Part 2, that's the one that won. That was a Q2 game released in June of that year.
Okay.
And then we got in 2021. To me, that was another, as I like the way that Dan describes it. It's an interesting year for games. I had fun with some games. It was just interesting. Didn't have my favorites. That was 2021 for me. The winner that year was It Takes Two, which was a Q1 game. Came out in March.
Oh yeah.
So another Q1
Fun game.
2022, the winner was Elden Ring, which came out in February. Another Q1 game. 2023 and 2024, we finally get some love for Q3. The reason I brought that up is because we just finished Q3, which has a lot of great games, but never had one game of the year, I didn't think. But no, I was wrong. The last 2 years, back-to-back Q3 release winners, Baldur's Gate 3 in 2023 and Astrobot in 2024 were both
there you
Q3
go.
Games. Nice.
So every quarter has a winner, but Q4 is in last place. I thought that's where most of the Game of the Year award winners dropped, and I was totally wrong.
Yeah.
At least for the Game Awards. I realize they're just one
Right.
place
Right.
that gives out award, but that's like the marquee
I
one,
think
isn't
if
it?
you
You know,
went
that's
back 10
kind of.
more years, but we're 2014 though, I bet you a lot.
Yeah.
And we don't have to. Obviously, we don't know, but I bet you
I
a
feel
lot of
like
those
Q3 and
were.
Q4. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think once upon a time, like 3 and 4, like right before holidays, was the time to release your big games, and like it just kind of at
Yeah.
some point like shifted.
Yeah, I agree. Now, of course, to be fair, like these are close calls. Like last year's a good example, a really close call for games like between Astrobot and games like Black Myth Wukong or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Metaphor ReFantazio won a ton of awards, and those were all released in different quarters. This is just for the Game Awards. So the thing that I guess I had learned from looking at this was that there is not one particular quarterly area to release your game to guarantee it's going to be more heavily considered. You know, we talk about award season for movies, like it's award season, like this is when all the movies
Mm,
drop. I think with games it has become a little bit more like it could have been January 5th, it could have
Yeah.
been July, and it could have been November. As long as it's not before the cutoff or not after the cutoff that Keeley sets up for you, then you're going to be good. You're eligible. So,
Really.
sorry to
Silly
Metroid
kid.
Prime 4 and Octopath Traveler Zero. You guys are not eligible for this year. Too bad. Too bad for you. All right, let's wrap up our look at Game of the Year for this year by seeing what Metacritic and OpenCritic have to say about best games of the year. And for those of you who are watching or if you're listening, why do I differentiate between the two? Metacritic will give you average scores and split it up based on platform. I actually have not looked in depth to see when there is one review from an outlet and it covers all the platforms, which platform does it get assigned to in Metacritic? Does it do multiple? I actually don't know. I'm assuming it does multiple. I don't know. So, like for example, when Nintendo World or Nintendo Life or somebody puts out a review, they only put that in the Nintendo Switch review score. OpenCritic takes all of the reviews total, regardless of platform, and averages them together per title, which I think both have pros and cons. I kind of like seeing the overall average from OpenCritic. I also sometimes, some games are way different to play across different platforms, so I sometimes like to see, you know, oh, on the best platform, it's actually like a 90, but when you average them all together, it's like an 84. So, like, sometimes I like to see how good it was at its best. So, I think there's pros and cons to both. But all right, let's take a look to see. Oh, by the way, what's your guess? What do you think? Unless you are already looking. If you're already looking, then it doesn't count. But what do you think is the best rated game in 2025 on Metacritic so far?
I've looked already, so Dan, you're just gonna have to guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did too.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Whoops.
So for those of you listening, if you haven't looked it up yet, it's two Zelda games, but it's just the Nintendo Switch 2 versions of both of them on
Yeah.
Metacritic. So
I feel like that shouldn't count. Like I'm sorry, but
yeah,
it just
for
shouldn't
our
count.
purposes, it doesn't. Right? I have a little
Right.
spreadsheet, and those boxes on eligible for Game of the Year are unchecked, so they aren't part of our list that we debate. Now, we do usually have them as part potentially for a category of like best re-releases or remasters or remakes in one kind of big grouping. But even then, for stuff like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, who I'm a huge apologist for both these games. I think they were the best games by
There
far
is
in their respective
nothing to
years.
apologize for. You
Yeah.
don't say it that way.
But the re-releases on Switch 2, to be fair, I only briefly fired up both of them on my Switch 2 just
Same.
to see. I don't see them as like they're deserving of an award for best remaster or remake or re-release. Not when we've got stuff that we've got. We just went over some of it with Metal Gear Solid and even the Suikoden games. Like there's so much more that I'd rather give kudos to in those categories.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
okay. It feels a little unfair for them to get another spot. It's the same thing with Shadow of the Erdtree with Elden Ring. I know it was new content. It was basically a new game, but it wasn't. It was DLC. So Elden Ring shouldn't win another Game of the Year award, in my opinion, for DLC or for a remaster. So, according to Metacritic, right now, the highest rated new games of 2025, we start with Hades 2, sitting right now at a 94 average. Here, let me zoom in a little bit. This is a little zoomed out. Sitting at a 94 average on Metacritic. And then right behind that, you've got Claire Obscure Expedition 33, sitting at a 93. Then you have a couple games at 92. Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and Blueprints. And then you've got a couple 91s with Split Fiction and Donkey Kong Bonanza. And then we do have another remaster here in Trails in the Sky First
Top
Chapter.
10.
Metacritic has it at 90. I don't know what the game this is. It is a new game. It's some kind of weird indie soccer game. Or maybe it's an adventure game. I don't know. But it's called Despelote. Yeah, I don't know what but it's got great reviews. People love it. It's kind of like Keep Driving. People love those games. Oh, we had another remaster of the Talos Principle. Got a remaster at 89. And then a couple of, and then Death Stranding 2 is at 89. And then a bunch of 88s. We've got Monster Hunter Wilds, Abiotic Factor, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Sword of the Sea, and then the Final Fantasy Tactics, Evilise Chronicles remaster, and so we won't keep going on. But that's kind of generally speaking what Metacritic has as their top games for this year. Surprised? Not surprised? Is that kind of what you expected to see?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Expected. Yeah.
it's not my jam, but like I know a lot of people really like Blue Jam, and I think the idea of it is unique.
For Blueprints,
like just for me personally, like that wouldn't be something.
Yeah, that would never be a game that I played. But I love to hear like that's one of the more unique games I've heard about all year in terms of like its design and everything like that. So it's like I'll never be like it doesn't.
92
need to be there,
feels high for that. It feels.
Does it?
High.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't finish it. I played it for a couple hours. I thought some of the stuff was clever, and I do like escape rooms, and it has that vibe, kind of like we talked with Hell Is Us, Dan. But Blueprints, I think, does it in smart ways. It does reveal things to you in a way that doesn't feel like punishing or boy, you better remember this. Even though they do recommend you writing things down still. I don't know. It doesn't feel quite as annoying or like it's insulting your time. But still, 92. I don't know. But yeah, not super like surprised. I will.
No, I'm just kidding.
I think that's at a 79 or something like that. Ghost of Yotei, by the way, sitting at an 87. It's on this page 1 as well. Little
Up
games
from
like
Capistrello
and the
right?
Yeah.
It was like 83 for the first game, somewhere around there.
83, 82, something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a jump.
Yep. And then on OpenCritic, they actually don't have Breath of the Wild listed here, but they do have Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know why they differentiated having one versus the other as a 2025 release. I don't know. But they have Tears of the Kingdom also sitting here. I think it doesn't actually show the number here. I think it's also like at a 96 or a 95. It's really high. People loved the Switch 2 version of it, I guess. All right. What's different here, though, is Metacritic doesn't list it, although the game is in Metacritic and it does have a high score of 94. This Shujinko, for some reason, Metacritic doesn't list it on their top games of the year. So I don't know what qualifications they each have to list things or not. Like this one doesn't have Breath of the Wild, but it has Tears of the Kingdom. So I don't know. These are databases that have their own little rules, and I can't figure out why they all say the things that they say. But this is that RPG where you learn Japanese as you go. This Shujinku, and so I got a 94 average on OpenCritic right now.
It does sound interesting. I do like the idea of that.
Yeah, it is coming to Switch 2 also, by the way. I think by the time you're listening to this, it should actually be out on Switch 2.
Oh, cool.
If you're interested in giving that one a look there. It is on PC as well. I think it's on PS4, 5, and then PC, and then it's coming to Switch 2. Clair Obscur, Hades, Hollow Knight Silksong all have 92s on OpenCritic. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Trails in the Sky First Chapter, Split Fiction, and I believe Death Stranding does not. So those are all 91. And then Death Stranding 2, I think, is that a 90? Let's double check that. Yeah, it's got a 90 on OpenCritic. Here, Blueprints is at an 89 alongside Monster Hunter Wilds, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Keep Driving. And no other big surprises on here. Street Fighter 6, Years 1 and 2, Fighters Edition, Star Vaders. I don't know much about this game, but it's got great reviews. People like Star Vaders a lot. So yeah, those are the games that right now, according to review scores that are out there, the averages that are out there, that are kind of favorites to probably win a lot of awards. And when we get closer to the Game Awards, we'll start to make some predictions like we do every year. On what we think will get nominated for each category. But Yeah, just wanted to check in with you guys on Game of the Year, how you're feeling about it. And I had a feeling that for some of us, just like last year and the year before, some years feel more special than others. And I think it just depends on how a game
Yeah.
strikes you. Like, how does a game hit you? Did it land? Did it move you? Are you like, can you not stop thinking about it? Or was it just, it was a good time? I had a good time with it. Like, that's how I felt last year after a lot of games. Like, man, what a fun video game. This year I have felt like that changes the way I look at games. You know what I mean? So sometimes a game will just hit you a little bit differently, I think.
I think this year I have liked quantity-wise more games, whereas last year less.
There was a potency.
Yeah, it was like exactly.
Potent love. Yeah.
Two huge games that I was like so unbelievably excited for.
And they both delivered for you too. Like Rebirth and Metaphor both hit exactly how you wanted them to, and more. Yeah, I agree. But hey, I love being surprised too. I love when a year surprises you, and this one certainly has surprised me. And I probably was optimistic about it, but in the back of my mind thinking, 2025 probably won't be a year for Tim again. Like, it's going to be like 2024, an interesting year. I was wrong, super wrong. So many good games. Not just good games, like, for me, like, overall favorite games ever, list changing type of games. So it's been great. It's been really good. All right, to quickly preview stuff that's coming out for the rest of this year before we wrap up here. Wanted to see, by the way, besides Ghost of Yotei, which is out by the time you're listening to this, just off the top of your head, what else is coming out this year that you guys have on your radar? Like, other than Ghost of Yotei, what do you, when you think of games that are yet to come out the rest of this year, what do you have on your short list off the top of your head? Anything jump out at you?
I'll bring one up that I know no one else here is going to bring up. It's Battlefield 6 is a list breaker for me. That'll break in somewhere. If it's even a fraction as good as that beta was, which it will be. So,
and campaign.
Yeah. And a campaign, look competent. I don't know, who knows? We'll see. But campaign is going to be there, and it did look interesting.
Yeah, agreed. What about you, Dan? Anything else that's on the docket for the rest of 2025 that you anticipate being a pretty big deal for you?
I was trying to just look real quick just to see, because like I've just been a little like head spaced out, just because of stuff that was going on earlier of like trying to remember things.
Let me preview some of the rest of the year, and then you tell me which ones jump out at you as we go.
I have a few more that are like list breakers for me too.
Let's go through some of them, and you guys can tell me like that's mine. Because for me, the one that I think of is Metroid Prime 4, but I know there's going to be others too. So here, let me share this list. I'm just on the Game Informer site where they have a nice kind of bulleted list of games that are coming out.
Nice. That feels good to look at.
So, of course, Ghost of Yotei kicking things off for Q4. We have the Mario Galaxy games getting a nice re-release with some upgrades. I'm excited about those. This game, I previewed it for you guys before. We'll talk about it when it does release. Absalom looks awesome. A really cool side-scrolling game. Looks like a lot of fun. Battlefield 6, as you talked about, Kyle. We get Little Nightmares 3 coming out on that same day, on October 10th. I know we all love Just Dance. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
That'll be...
Dude.
That'll be all of us, for sure.
That's all I want to do is Just Dance. That's all I want to do.
Just Dance. Just Dance. Ninja Gaiden 4. Potential
Platinum Games doesn't fail. If they don't fail, they do all the time actually, but they won't fail this one. Platinum Games fails all the time. What am I talking about? But like, I have high hopes for this one. I have high hopes for.
I'm excited for this one. Yeah.
Me too.
Pokemon Legends ZA, of course, it's one of those ones that I think expectations from a lot of people are a little lower.
Yeah. No, it's actually higher. Maybe with Dan, it's lower, but everyone got their hands on it. Man, I've said this so many times on the podcast. Back in Gamescom, everybody has changed their mind about this game. They got their hands on it. So
Not changing my mind.
Expectations are high now. No one's here to do that. Everyone
got Moonlighter 2, which I'm excited for, but it is just going to be early access, so that won't really be a full release of that game yet. But I love Moonlighter, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Vampire the Masquerade. I really hope that it does well. I don't think it will. I just
October 21.
Just to be honest, I don't think it's going to do good, but like I hope it is very good.
Yeah. Hey, I hope that Double Dragon Revive actually hits, and it's a nice, really fun throwback, high quality arcade.
Did you see gameplay of
experience.
this?
It doesn't look great from what I remember,
It
but
looked awful. Like they just had a trailer like last week or a couple days ago,
Okay.
and I was just like,
yeah.
and
So
I
it's,
love
it's all
Double
about how
Dragon.
it feels to
Oof.
play, but it didn't look amazing from what I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm just scrolling through here, so tell me if I'm skipping. We're in October. We're 2 Point Museum. Oh, that's already out. It's gonna hit Switch. Oh, guys, Outer Worlds 2
Yeah.
is arriving
That's the
October
other one
29th.
I was gonna say. I mean, that could get like number 2 or number 3 of the year for me if it delivers in every way that I think it will.
That
It
could
like
interrupt
literally top.
some lists for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me too. I actually feel like even though I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, and I kind of didn't want it to win Game of the year that it, but I still really had fun with it. I bet you if I replayed it, I'd like it even more. So Outer Worlds 2,
Yeah.
I am excited for that one. That's going to be a good time. In the remake front, we've got Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remakes also hitting at the end of that month. So don't forget about that.
Dan, did you ever
then we
play
have a
Tales of
couple-
Exilia? Were you Exilia guy?
That was one of the ones that I played a good, probably like a good 10, 15 hours, but then I put it down. So
This is a lot of people's favorite, and I did the same thing. I played about 10 or 15 hours and stopped for whatever reason. I want to go back and play because this is everybody's favorite. This is one of the higher loved ones in the
really?
series.
Okay.
So yeah.
Interesting.
That
we remaster is coming out.
So another big JRPG if you want to wet your whistle.
Okay.
Yeah, that's October 31st, alongside the new game from the Shovel Knight devs, Mina the Hollower, will arrive on that day, and Terminator 2D No Fate, a really fun-looking throwback.
Oh yeah,
it looks so good.
Slated games. Yeah. So October is looking pretty strong, and then we get into November. As you can see with the picture there, we've got Call of Duty Black Ops 7 on the way. Let's see here. Oh, the new Hyrule Warriors game, Age of Imprisonment.
Hype for that.
We'll hit Switch too. Could be a lot of fun.
Luminous is great. It's not going to win Game of the Year, but boy, that's a super good Tetris-like series.
Yeah.
If y'all have,
it's cool that that's coming
I played
back.
one on the. Yeah. Was there one on the PSP? Is that where
PSP?
I played that?
Yeah, it was like it's like that's what it's home originally. Yeah, it was the PSP.
I know I've played it. Okay, PSP.
There.
Got it.
Great music.
Yeah, looks fun. Looks good. A couple little indie games I wanted to highlight just because I remember either watching videos of them, like Winter Burrow, and I think it looks adorable and awesome. You're like literally a little mouse.
Oh yeah.
Little like adventure.
Dude.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
So Winter Burrow looks looks like a good winter game. It looks very cozy. So I'm excited to check. I hope it's good. And then Gigasword, I actually did play the demo for Gigasword a while ago, and I forgot that it existed until I saw the title of it. And I was like, oh yeah, that game is super fun. You literally have a gigantic sword. But the demo was good. I hope the full game is good. All right, then we got Call of Duty Black Ops 7 coming out November 14th. Guys, I really enjoyed last year's Call of Duty, both the campaign and the multiplayer. I had a lot of fun with Call of Duty last year. So I'm hoping it's not one of those things where it's like they alternate between good and awful, like they sometimes do that. But we'll see. Also, I hope someday, somehow, Activision through Microsoft, whatever, realize you don't have to have one every year. Like you've got,
please come to that realization.
Warzone is your ongoing multiplayer thing, and you could do like a new big release every fall for something for Warzone. But yeah, let's do space it out and really pour time and effort into.
Not gonna stop until they stop making billions of dollars.
Yeah, we have to stop buying it first. Dan is right.
So far, I haven't purchased a Call of Duty game in years, maybe even more than a decade. But because of Game Pass, I have played a few of them.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2 getting released. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. If you have VR, Marvel's Deadpool. The trailer did have some funny Deadpool-y type moments, but it's VR, so I'm out. Kirby Air Riders arrives in November. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody?
It sure does.
Okay. It's getting a second.
Listen, I love you, Sakurai.
Second standalone director.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm like, Sakurai, I love you. Kind of don't know what you're doing here, buddy. But you know what? That's okay. That's everything.
He's taking a detour.
Everything
He's taking a detour.
doesn't have to be for Kyle. You know,
I cannot
that's what
believe that it's
I
getting
have to remind
2
myself that.
directs, though. It's getting 2 directs just about.
I can't believe it either.
'Cause it's Sakurai.
Yeah.
Because it's
I
Sakurai.
do, again, like, I want something specific out of him. He didn't deliver, and I'm trying not to have sour grapes about it.
Yeah.
Because that's what gamers do. We're like, oh, why don't you cater to me and me only?
Put away those sour
Alright, and then
grapes
in-
there, fella.
Yeah.
In December, we talked about Let It Die Inferno. That arrives on December 3rd. And then on December 4th, we get both Metroid Prime 4 Beyond and Octopath Traveler Zero.
There we
and-
go.
And Toxic Crusaders. So we get those.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. So looking at this list, the ones I'm hyped about don't really change. It's still going to be Metroid Prime 4. I am really excited for things like Terminator 2D. I am excited for Outer Worlds 2. I am. More than I kind of had remembered. I don't know why that game wasn't on the front of my mind, but it wasn't. But now that I'm
Yeah.
seeing it listed here, that's like less than a month
It's a
away.
list
That's
breaker.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
I
Dan,
might
what
buy
jumps
that
out at
one.
you now that you've seen this kind of reminder list? What jumps out at you?
Yeah, I was trying to scroll through and like there were little things here and there, like the kind of little indie games and stuff.
Yep.
I don't know. Sadly to say, for me personally, aside from Ghost of Yotei, so October and November, this might be the least excited I've been for these 2 months, like in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing that sticks out to me the most is definitely Octopath. I really hope that one is excellent, because I know they're doing something a little different with that one. So, but yeah, Octopath Traveler Zero, that's definitely the one I'm most excited for in these next, from October, December. So,
I didn't say it, but it was on the list. Like, do you see yourself replaying like Persona 3 Reload or something like that when that hits?
I mean, so I still look at this as a positive though, even though like, yeah, we do this and like I might not be able to chime in a lot, unless maybe it's a smaller thing. But I have Persona 3 Reload on the PS5. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Got it.
That's the place to play it. You don't want to play that on Switch.
Yeah, these next few months, maybe I catch up with some stuff.
Catch up time's nice, man. Everyone needs like months off to get, dive into stuff that they missed and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you guys were
last year I
jumping
feel like I
into-
just
or-
didn't play a ton.
Yeah, well, you guys are jumping into Death Stranding too. I was playing Clair Obscur because I had missed it, and I finally jumped into it. And yeah, we all need that time to catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll dabble. I'll dabble in a couple of little things like that. I mean, like that Terminator game, for example, like because that just looks rad.
Or that
like,
Winter Burrow
just
one.
a palate cleanser. Yes, or the Winter Burrow. Yeah, even my wife was excited about that. Although she could tell too, like as someone who's like not a gamer like we are, she's like, I feel like there's gonna be some bad things that happen in that, right? I'm like, yeah, there could be some sad stuff, but it looks really interesting and like fun. It does. So.
I mean, it's described as a cozy woodland survival game.
I hope it's
about a mouse
mostly
returning
cozy,
home to restore their childhood burrow. So it's probably that your family is gone. So it's probably a sad premise, but maybe the idea of building it back up isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you knit sweaters and bake pies and meet the locals. I mean,
listen,
guys.
Played that already. It's called Story of Seasons. Played it already. Now, you guys are talking about.
Did you do it as a mouse cow?
Nice
Did you do it as a mouse?
I don't
think you did it as a
need
mouse
to.
cow.
I don't need. I did it as a little anime boy. I don't need to do it as a mouse. I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That game looks great.
That's
I'm
awesome.
just being a hater.
Yeah, it does look. It looks very cute. But all right. Well, guys, I think that does it for us for this week. Next week, when we reconvene, we'll be talking all about Ghost of Yotei and other games that have come out as we are launching into this month of October. But I'm curious to hear from all of you too. What are some of the games that are on the top of your list so far this year from as Game of the Year contenders, and what's coming out for the rest of this year that, as Kyle put, is a list disruptor. I love that phrase. That's a list disruptor. And it really could mess things up, because if it delivers the way I think it might, then everything I think I know about my favorite games this year could change. So, is there a game like that for you? That's yet to come. But thank you guys for watching and listening this week. And next time we talk, it'll be all about Ghost of Yotei. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.